be here on the Kitchen Convention today to showcase our leading product, ImmunityCS. Just an introduction of who I am. My name is Simon. I'm one of the co-founders of Immunity Digital. Of course, everyone probably knows Melly from the Kitchen forums. And at the back we also have Kerry, who's part of the Immunity Digital team. Okay, so we're just going to get straight in here and I'll hand you over to Melly who can just show you the demo of our products.
Thanks, Simon. Okay, I'm just going to get into ImmunityCS and just show you guys some of the things you guys can do with this. So much to cover, but I'm going to just try and keep things just to the major stuff. A quick overview. You launch the individual programs up here. Here is the project viewer. You can see things that you've made, quickly previewing them, and you can quickly export them with this button here.
Sorry to interrupt. So I don't know exactly what ImmunityCS is. It a game
sorry. We
data
should have explained that. Yeah, ImmunityCS is a content studio. The idea behind it is, for those of you who aren't great at creating graphics, aren't great at creating characters or music, this is a solution that gives you results very, very quickly and with very, very high results. So, again, going back to this, this is the project viewer. You can see the different things you've made. For example, you can see characters using this tab, backgrounds in this tab, and music using this tab. This is a status bar. You can see how much disk space you've got left. These three little tabs here are called widget tabs, and widgets are our third-party plugins for ImmunityCS, which are basically CCN files for you guys who use MMF. So if you guys are MMF developers, you can actually make small plugins that work inside of our product. So you can double-click for this as an example, give you a list of your available ones. We've got a few here. I'm just going to show you one of them just to give you an example. We've got a project manager. I'm going to open that up. And it goes into this little space here. To open it up, you just press this little button, it opens up, and now you've got a contact list, you've got calendar, to-do list, notes, just a basic project management application there. And it ties in with your different projects. Because ImmunityCS works with many projects at once. You can have different, different projects and assign different content to the different projects that you're working on simultaneously. So that's just the basic interface. We're just going to jump into our level editor here, which is called iScape. Sorry?
Sorry to interrupt, but the to-do list and agenda, is it possible to share that? Because when you're working in teams, it would be handy if you could...
It would be. This is just the very early version. I would stress that this is very early. We've still got another 3-4 months, so things can change. It's a very good suggestion, and we'd note that. Okay. If you guys have other feedback, feel free to visit our website. We'll show it at the end, and we really are interested in your feedback to make this better for you guys. Okay? I'm just going to do things one at a time here. This is iScape. I'm not going to explain everything. I'm just going to start using it. The way terrain works in iScape is you assign terrain as if you were painting on a canvas. So, for example, I'm going to click on the rock section here, and I'm going to just choose a tile that I like, for example. And I can change the opacity here. I'm going to go semi-transparent. And all I do, you can see it follows me as I move the mouse. And I can just start drawing onto the canvas. And it seamlessly tiles. You can't see any tiling going on visibly. I can lift up the opacity to let you guys see it a bit better. So it's really, really easy to use. You get results really, really quickly. And this is just the approach. It's just, you paint it. And you just choose what you like from the brushes tab. And you just start painting onto the scene, and you can build up lots of different things, you know. Just as an example, you can start blending the different tiles. And the more you play with it, the different kinds of brush strokes, or mouse strokes even, that you use can create different effects. Like this looks kind of muddy and blurred, obviously, and I can lift the opacity up and just go over it. And then you've got like the kind of blending on the edges, and then the hard kind of texture on the top. So you guys can do some quite crazy stuff with this, and obviously all of this is expandable, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a bit. And I'm going to show you guys how you apply props to the scene now. I'm just going to open up the props tab. You've got an array of props that you can assign graphics to and use, so I'm just going to show you how to do that. You open it up, you have a library which of course is expandable, and you can put your own stuff in there, you can purchase more from us. And you also get a free library when you purchase it. So I'm just going to open up the props tab. I've got a little medieval pack set up in here. I'm going to just find a random house. See, you've got different angles that you can use. So I'm just going to choose this one. Double click to assign it. And now all I do is just drag and drop it into the scene. And it's a bit big at the moment, so we can scale it down. And you can start cloning these by just dragging and dropping into the empty spaces. And as you can see, it's really, really easy to do. You can build up scenes really, really quickly. And I'm going to show you guys a problem that you guys will find when you're using other projects and other kind of graphics tools of this kind, which are layers, is always a problem. So for example, if I try and move this house behind that one, obviously it's not going to work because it thinks it's in front. One way of getting around that is by manually typing in a layer. Like one would be the furthest behind, clicking on OK, and it'd go to the back. Okay, that's fair enough, everyone knows about things like that, but that's not very intuitive. But what I can do is add auto layering. So if I click on that, and then now I start moving things. Sorry. Right, I'll just move it out, space it out so you guys can see. If I start moving things, you can see now, in real time, iScape knows what should be in front, what should be behind, and does it all for you automatically. So that's a feature that will get you guys like building things really, really quickly. And of course, it's not just houses. You can put in trees, castles. We've put up a few screenshots during our time developing this. Something else I'd mention rather is, I'm just going to save this quickly because this feature needs this to be saved. So I'm just going to call it convention. Okay, I'm just going to save that. Give it a second. Okay, we're cool. And I'm just going to open up the environment editor. And this is a atmosphere simulator. And what it does, it just filters over the image, and you've got lots of presets you can apply over it. You've got like evening presets, fogs, frostlands, and lots of other things that I've made during my time just playing with it. You can have an environment editor as well, so you can actually make your own environments too. So as I just mess around with these sliders, you can see in the preview that what kind of results you're going to get. So you can kind of simulate different planets and different moods of your game. And it's just fun, really. You just it's a pleasure to use as opposed to actually having to work hard. And that's one of the main elements we were trying to go for while we were designing this. So, you know, I can save that and then I can apply it. And, you know, it's just really, really easy to use. And that's what we were going for. And if you wanted to export it, you click on the export button. You can export in 3 different modes: JPEG, to the clipboard, or straight into your Immunity project, and other third-party applications that you guys can make can access it and export it in lots of different ways. And just to give you an idea of how big this scene is, it is really, really big. It's 3,000 by 3,000. That's our maximum frame size at the moment. And I'll just open up the navigation thing here to give you an idea of how big this thing is. So it is pretty big, considering you've got all these layers going on, all of the brushes going on, and it still runs reasonably well. So that's iScape in a nutshell for you guys. I'm going to move on to iLoop, which is our music system. So I'm just going to create a new iLoop now. I'm just going to call it convention. Okay, I'll click OK. All right, so this is the interface. It's one screen. It's sorry.
Yes, I just wanted to ask you a question real quick.
Go for it.
Relative to your prior demonstration.
Okay, go for it.
You basically made an isometric map, what you're doing.
Yep.
If I was to import that in a Multimedia Fusion game, then I'd have to break it apart into separate layers.
Actually, I'll go back to show you that. What you can do, we've got a bit of time running out, so I'll explain it. Basically, what would happen is you can do it in 2 ways. If you export it as a big map, it will export as a flattened image. Right. So if you were to do it that way, then yes, you'd have to break it up. But what you can also do, in the props tab, you can actually export them one at a time. And they're already like as PNG, so they've got the transparency behind them anyway. Right. And what you can do, it'll resize them for you automatically, and then you can place them in the places they need to be if you need to have manual layering in your projects. Okay, does that make sense, Sosh?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah?
So I would just use the graphic elements you're doing and have to reload the level and open the
Yeah, at the moment. Okay. But we're working on ways to make that an automated process.
Okay.
Alright, so back to iLoop. It's very, very simple. This is the arrangement. It's what you can think of this part of the interface. And this part is where you would choose samples and set up your tracks, basically. So at the moment, we're on drum kit track 1, which applies to this line of the drum grid right here. So I've got this sample set up. Okay, let me just put some volume up so you guys can hear me. Okay. Alright, so where were we? Okay, we've got this volume, this sample, sorry, applied here. So as I draw into this grid, if I press play, I can do it in real time as well. Right click to delete what I've added. You know, right click there to delete that. And then you can build up a drum pattern in the same way. You just build it up like that. You can change to drum track 2 and then apply, for example, another sample. There's lots of different things you can apply. This is just the standard kit you get free with it. And of course, when we launch it, there'll be rock packs available, orchestral drum kits available, and lots of new samples too. Another way, if you guys are a bit more lazy, like I am, I'm going to just click on my drum presets here and I can just load in something that we've got built in for you. We've got a dance preset, rock, pop and basic preset, but I'm going to use the user one that I've got here, so I'm going to just load that. And if I press play, it's also adjusted all my volumes for me and the pan. So a pan is just the stereo, whether it will go to the left speaker or right speaker, or in the middle. I'm going to just press play to see what we've got now. So it's just the basic drum pattern we've got happening here, and we're ready to move on to the instruments. Okay, so I'm going to jump to my bass track here, and I just start double clicking in here to find something I like. I'm going to go for, yeah, we'll go for that one. And you just drag and drop into the arrangement. That's how easy it is. There's nothing hard to do here. Basically, it's the whole idea of you choosing what you like. You put all these things together and you come up with something new. So if you just press play now to see what we've got. It's really, really easy. Yeah? So I'm going to just move on to my cool track now. And for those of you that are timing it, it is pretty fast. I've done tunes in like 30 seconds before. I've been timing myself as a lot. We do this kind of game on a Friday because we're that sad. So yeah, I'm just going to start choosing. We've got some country guitar things going on here. Normal clean. We've got some rock. I love it, but I won't kill you guys today. Alright. We've got some orchestral stuff. And the good thing about it is you guys don't need to actually write this stuff. All this stuff is just here and it just works basically. And okay, we've got that one in there. We'll spice it up a bit. Yeah, I like that. Why not? Throw that in. You know, you can just have fun. You can just do anything and most of the time it works. So, you know, let's see what we've got happening now. Just going to lift the volume here a bit. Already we've got some mood happening in this. It's really, really easy. We'll jump to the melody now and see what we've got happening here. I'm just having fun. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm just choosing. Why not? Why not? We'll put it in. Okay. I'm just going to add that in the end. This is just for a laugh. I bet you it's going to work though. There we go. Let's see what happens. Go for it.
Your audio content, you're providing royalty free?
Yep, that's right.
Personally, you guys created it yourself?
Some of these that we've got in here right now aren't all of ours, but when we do release it, everything that you get will be done by us. So, admittedly, half of these are not ours.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
And what did you use to make this?
Multimedia Fusion.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, developer.
I told you. There you go. See?
Told you. Yeah, there you go. It's true. So that's how easy it is to build loops. You can save them, mix them down using the record button there, but you'd have to wait for it. It's kind of like a tape recorder. You have to wait for it to play through. And just to save you 32 seconds, you know, we'll skip that. All right?
So, being it's made Multimedia Fusion, we need to come up, everyone, click team, new users, we need to come up with some sort of standardized map file format that will contain all the map file format so that you can save it in that and then we can load it.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
That's currently, I mean, other than array and separate image files, there's no other real way.
Yeah.
So I know.
It's definitely worth looking into, so we'll keep that in the back of our minds. And again, because I'm a bit like a fish, if you if you tell me I'm going to forget in like 10 minutes, so if you guys go to the forums and just leave it on the feedback, so it's in our minds, we can't miss it. So it's always it's always fresh. Okay. I'm going to just move here, and this is iCast, our character system, and we're really happy with iCast actually. This isn't our model. We're going to just get that straight from here. She's obviously free. If you guys have used the 3D object, she comes free, but I've just modified her a little bit to give you an idea of how iCast will work when you're designing characters. The idea behind it is you'll get a few character meshes free with loads of customizations, and more will be available all the time. So just for an example, we're using the 3D, the free 3D mesh that we got with the 3D object. Okay. So this is iCast. You can rotate the character using the directions. You can change her animation just to see what's going on with this mesh in the animation tab there. You've got a timeline that you can scrub through or just play through. Yeah. And that's how you preview them. And when you set up a character, basically every character class is different. And if I open up this setup tab right here, drop down menu, pardon me. You've got 10 different customizations, and these 10 are dynamic, so it's not always going to be the same, depending on what you buy. I don't know, if you buy a monster, you might be able to choose like left eye, right eye, 10th eye, I don't know. And basically they adapt depending on the character we've given you. So you can have customizations that suit the character. So in this particular case, we've got a skin section that you can customize, lower clothes, upper clothes, lower armor, upper armor, left weapon, right weapon, even though she doesn't have one, but there with us. Accessory 1, accessory 2, and her hair. So I'm just going to give you an example of how it would work, because this is very much in development at the moment. So I'm going to choose lower clothes, and you would get an icon. This is from our old model that we're working on. So again, bear with us, this is very much in development. So I'm going to just click on this, and as you click through the different customizations, she's updated, and iCast creates a new texture map that applies to the 3D object. So you can just go through these different customizations. This like I don't know if you guys have played World of Warcraft. Anyone? Yeah, a few of you. Yeah, you know when you're building a character in the beginning and you've got a few customizations there? This is kind of that concept, but on steroids, if you know what I mean, to give you like lots more customization and lots more control over what's going on. Alright? So again, in this particular section I've got upper clothes here, so I can assign random different things we have. That's like a long jacket, we've got the short jacket. And as I just click through these, iCast layers them appropriately, mixes them down, and applies it to the 3D image. And I can also add ink effects to these textures. So if I go back to the long jacket so it's more visible, I can invert it. I can make it grayscale, which won't really show much because it's black anyway. Make it glow, which is strange, but sometimes you can get some cool effects that way. Shadow, you guys will recognize these ink effects from MMF, and opacity as well. So you can just change the opacity and it would update there. Right? So when you're happy customizing, you get the idea. There's 10 different levels that you can keep going through customizing. Every character class is expandable. So the good thing about this is even you guys can create your own customizations for these characters. So I'm going to just jump to the preview mode right here. Okay, and I can just move her around and have a look at her and think if I'm happy or not. Right, you can see the UV map that it's created for me. Yeah. Right, and something that is quite cool is that I can export this out. This is a bug. I'm going to talk to you about that after. Alright, let's try again. Okay, it's working now. Cool. Alright, and I'm just going to save this as test. Okay. Right, I'm going to minimize this just for a second. And this is the texture map I've just exported. I'm going to open it up with Photoshop. And I'm going to just do a quick customization here. I mean, you guys can spend ages really like tweaking it up if you lot are good at stuff like this. Or, you know, even at the moment, it's at a level where you can use it. Maybe not the transparency, but that's just an example. I'm going to just do a quick hue hue saturation. And I'm going to do what I always do and turn people into the Hulk. I love it. There we go. Hulk girl. Alright. Okay. There we go. We'll just save it, close it, open the ImmunityCS back up. Now we click the import button, find the file, open it back. Yes. Update. Right, and there you go, Hulk girl. So iCast will allow you to export it in a variety of 3D formats. OBJ, Simon, what are the others? FBX, .x, and 3DS. Quite a few. And also, the cool thing that we will do that isn't done yet is that it will actually render out all the animations in a variety of directions. It's up to you, tell it what you want. And it will render out every frame by frame, and it will export it out so you guys can use it in 2D workflows such as MMF. And we're even going to work on an exporter that will actually take all those files and put them together for you automatically. So that's something we've got planned for later on. So that's iCast at a glance, and very much in development. I'm going to quickly talk to you about the last two elements of ImmunityCS. They're not big things. The first one is an obvious help center. It's offline, so you don't need to be connected to the internet for that. You know, you can just choose the application you want. It will tell you the different things and train you up. You know, give you some information on how to use things, and you know. So that's iHelper. And when you want to expand ImmunityCS, all you need to do is click on this button right here, which is our iContent icon. And iContent loads up. It's a little mini browser, yeah. And it takes you to our Immunity store. We don't have internet access. This is just a mock-up, so bear with me. All right. But this is what it would look like. And you choose different content you want to buy. You know, you can have a preview of it. Tells you who made it, us. Description, what it is, what you will get with it, and then you can add it to the cart, pay by PayPal, downloads automatically. Okay? And when it downloads, the last step is to install it, and that's where the iLibrary comes in. All you need to do is find the content pack, you'd find the file you just downloaded, and there's only one option, which is overwrite existing files or not, and then you just import it with that button, adds to your log file so you know if things have gone wrong or not, and that's it. That's ImmunityCS at a glance. So we're just going to restart to show you just a small presentation about an overview of ImmunityCS and what you guys can expect from us in the next 12 months. And Simon's going to just talk to you in the meantime while I just get this set up.
Okay, thanks. So, well, I hope you liked what you saw, and we're really, really excited about getting that released for you guys. I'm just talking a little about what we offer. So all the information, I know it's a lot of information that you're going to have to take in. All the information that we show in the show today will be uploaded to our website, www.immunitydigital.com, so you can always find all the information there you need. You know, have you seen in the iScape what you saw was an isometric UFO map that they've created? It also caters for the top-down retro gamer style that you may want, like Zelda, old Nintendo games that you want to create. We will create the graphics for that for you, and you can actually import your own graphics. So it's not just you relying on us to create your graphics. If you're capable of creating your own graphics, which is great, use the workflow and benefit from the software, basically. So that's about it. While maybe starts, we can go into a bit more detail about, as a company, what we're going to offer you with the software and what we have in plan and our roadmap and our future. So that's basically it. So are you ready?
It's just cloning the thing.
When would you anticipate a release?
Our target release date is right now is set for December 2007, so in a couple of months basically. So as long as everything is going to schedule and on plan, which it is at the present time, you can expect to release from December 2007. So very soon basically. So we're working very, very hard for you to get it released.
Okay.
Just hand it back to Melly.
Thanks, Simon. I'm just going to talk a little bit about what's included with ImmunityCS. Obviously, you get the application, iContent for expanding it, iLibrary for installing the content you download or buy, iCast for creating characters, iScape for the scenes, and iLoop for the music. And of course, you get a big variety of free content to get you started right away. And yes, royalty free. You guys can use it wherever you want. The only stipulation is you don't reuse it as content again. As long as it's put into a game, put into a project, put into something, as long as you're not taking the same thing, just selling it again as the same thing, that's the only stipulation.
What are the package files like exclusive to your service, or are they just like zip files that anybody can?
They are sort of exclusive for ours. They're not. It's hard to explain. They are different. You guys won't be able to open them with different applications, so I suppose yeah, they're exclusive. Okay. But you will be able to, as a side note, that Simon will talk to you about in a minute. You'll be able to download from the content store in formats that aren't ImmunityCS, standard formats like the normal 3D meshes, like PNGs, stuff like that. You'll be able to buy them as that kind of format as well. So not just, you don't need ImmunityCS to use the content, if that makes sense. Okay.
Do you guys have any kind of price idea?
We haven't come up with a definitive price yet, but definitely under £100. Definitely. Sorry, my bad. Pressed the wrong button. Okay. I'm going to just talk about the framework. As you guys know, it's built on MMF2 developer runtime. That's the narrative component and our project and content handlers, which basically handles all the outside content and brings it in. ImmunityCS's interface is on top of those. And the 4 things on top are handled independently. iModules, which is the collection of iLibrary, iCast, iScape, iLoop, they're all handled in the same way. iContent is handled by itself, as is the Help Center, and the widgets, which are the third-party applications you guys can make, are also handled independently as well. So I'm going to hand you back to Simon very quickly to talk to you about the content store and how ImmunityCS is expandable.
Okay, thank you. Now, when we release ImmunityCS, we're going to release it with quite a large resource library for you to get to use and get useful in your multimedia projects. Now, we were thinking what happens afterwards when you use those resources, graphics, buildings, CADs, and it sort of basically runs out and you need more things. With the iContent module that we released, you can connect directly to the content store and purchase additional items as well with that, and use iLibrary to install those in your packages. And also, again, if you're capable of creating your own graphics, you can do that also and import your own graphics, which is great and benefit from the workflow. And that's it. And again, going on to massively expand it, we've built ImmunityCS and our programs to be third-party developments. What does that actually mean for you? What can you as MF developers take advantage of? Well, we have several affiliate programs available to us that we're in the lines of working out. First one we have is the marketing affiliate. Now, that's pretty much self-explanatory in terms of, say, if you had a website and you use our product, and maybe you have content that you have in our store, you may want to join the marketing program as well. And we'll give you a template and you will actually put a banner on our site, directing it to the store and send more people, more customers basically.
And in return you will get a commission.
Yeah, and of course you will get a commission, so you'll be making money off of us as well. And the other affiliate program is the content affiliate. Now, again, if you're making your content yourself and you're happy to do that, you've got great graphics skills, CAD skills, you can sign up to our content store, put your items online and make money from them as well. You can sell them, fund yourself during your project. So that's a good, it's always funding to get, it's a lot hard to quite get funding for your multimedia projects, and you can actually make a couple of money through the store as well. And the last one, which I'll talk about, which I think you guys will benefit most from as being MMF users, is the software affiliate. Now, with ImmunityCS, we'll be releasing development kits for you guys. As many have shown you about the widgets that you can make actually small applications that talk with ImmunityCS to add extra functionality, whether it be from the project manager, a music program to listen to music while you work, or another web browser. I don't know, it's up to you. You can create many things to add functionality, so you can actually add to the project, add to the community, make some money on top of that, fund yourself, fund your project, and just build on top of what we have already built for you. Okay, I'll just hand you back to you, Melly.
Thanks, Simon. We're just going to talk about the last few things here, and it's just our roadmap, what you guys can expect from us over the next 12 months. The first one is the most obvious, which is we need to finish it. And that's ImmunityCS version 1. It's almost here, well on track. Target date December 2007. Okay, that's the first thing you guys can expect from us. The next thing is our content store, and Simon will just tell you again very, very quickly what you guys can expect.
As I talked about the content store again, just to reiterate, that will always be ongoing. We will never ever run out of resources for you to in your project. If you find that you need more characters, they will be available for you. And even if you join a contest, your items will also be there. You know, we will sell that for you, and we will develop for the normal PKG package, the Immunity Standard package. And also you'll be able to download them for your external programs, PNG files, JPEG files, things like that. Now, in the iCast, we will be actually selling the 3D meshes just to cater for the 3D game market that's out there. And if MMF ever has a 3D support, which I hope it does, we'll be ready to uptake in that technology just to make that advance for you. And music as well, for the iLoop, you'll be able to cater, we'll always be adding our own iLoop samples on there for you to make. And if you are good at music, you can add your own ones and make money as well. And the last thing we thought about doing is, if you're making a project which takes a couple of months, you may be purchasing items through the store individually again and again, which may come quite expensive. So what we've done is thought about a subscription-based system whereby you actually get benefits as sort of VIP customer, where you get free content that we'll give you every month for a subscription-based price. Okay?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
If you're working with a team, does each individual using the software have to buy a package, or?
No, I think if you're, say, working part of a team and you have, say, under a small independent company, you just set up an account with your company name and your company account, and then we will just have, you wouldn't have to have one single account. You would only have to have one single account for that if you're working part of the team. Like that. Yeah?
And assuming I wipe the hard drive, sometimes happens. Is there another way to retrieve the files? Or?
Yes, I mean, this is all independent, but we are worried about that. If you do wipe your hard drive, you know, you've paid for items from the store. We're working on that you can reload your links that you've downloaded, and they will last for a couple of days, like some other stores that we have found out, and then you can re-download them. So when you first buy the item, you get a link which enables you to download the item from our store, and that link will last approximately maybe 3 days. And if for whatever reason you wipe your hard drive, you can come back to your store, log into your account, and request an additional link for that, and then you give us some details to make sure that you've actually purchased the item, and then you can re-download the item. So if you wipe your hard drive, God forbid, you can actually get the items back for you. So you're not stuck, basically. So.
What if, say, if you got the link for about 3 days or so, what if somebody who purchased an item was to give that link out to other people? What if it was downloaded multiple times?
No,
is there protection against that?
There is some protection against that. It's a 24-hour link, and it's as far as I remember, it's sent to your email address. So it's very hard for you to give it to somebody else unless you've actually gone out and done it yourself. But again, there's no way to stop all kinds of piracy. The only thing we'll say is if they ever made something, for example, and they don't have the license to cover their content, that's when they're going to be in trouble. You know what I mean?
So if you're actually a true customer of Immunity, we won't, and you can prove that we won't sort of leave you in the lurch and not let you download new content that you have illegally bought from us. We'll always take care of you guys, and you know, if you've bought some item, we will give it to you. That's basically what we want to show. Okay.
All right. The first update you guys can expect is iLibrary 1.5, which will be free for those of you who buy ImmunityCS. The perks here are you'll be able to create your own content packages, which is the format that ImmunityCS uses natively. So if you have your own content, for example, and you import it into iLibrary, you can create your own content packages, and it's up to you if you want to sell them on the store, or if you just want to give them freeware, that's fine, right? And you can do this by creating creating your content into the package format that everyone can understand. Yeah. You can automate the process of importing your content, because at the moment you need to manually drag your graphic sounds into the appropriate folders in the application, and that's just a temporary thing for when we launch. But this is something that will be out within a month and a half after release. And another perk here is you can overview your content library, rename things, delete things that you've got free but maybe you know you're never going to use, free up this space. And it just lets you take care of your own resources, basically. And that's iLibrary 1.5. Okay? Now, this is a quick mention of Immunity Web Disk, which is our little brother project from ImmunityCS. And it's catered for two main reasons. Web hosting, especially for you guys who are into multimedia games, because games can be very, very large, and most web hosting companies give you restrictions that are impractical of hosting your own websites, and games in particular. And the same goes for movies, music, yeah? And the second is for backup, right? So what we're offering you guys is one free domain, which is standard, up to 50 gigabytes of storage, which is huge for today's standards. You get unlimited transfer, which is very unique. I personally haven't found a web hosting company that gives you that as a standard thing, right? And you don't have to use web-based controls. Now this is like something that we personally hate over the years that we've been working with web design. You go into your web hosting service, you have to log in, you have to upload all these files one at a time through your web browser. It's just tedious. So we've invented a way of doing it through native applications. What happens is you run a small program, it works on Windows and Mac OS X. What it does, it creates a little share on your computer, and you can access your files as if it was like a normal folder in your local network. And it just makes it make sense, basically. You don't have to worry about DNS, the technical stuff. We handle all of that, and it just works, right? And just a quick overview of the pricing and stuff for that. There's two versions, Standard and Pro. Standard is for the people that are concentrating mainly on web space. So that's 10 gig of web space. You get a web folder, which whatever you put in there will become part of your website straight away to the domain we registered for you. Excuse me. Unlimited transfer is standard on both. $4.99 a month for the standard and $9.99 a month for the Pro. And Pro gives you 50 gigs of web space and a special backup folder with increased security. Okay, so that's Immunity WD. And I'm going to finalize this presentation with the last thing you guys can expect from us. And this is something we're quite excited about. And it's called Immunity iSight. It will be part of ImmunityCS version 2 later on down the line. It's going to become a free thing if you purchase an Immunity web disk account for a year. And it's also going to be available as a standalone product. And what it does, it uses the same kind of ImmunityCS approach, the drag and drop, no coding, nothing like that, to quickly create websites, and it's based around themes. So again, you can download new themes from the content store, very, very, very affordable prices, and you'll be able to create your own websites in, very, very easily. All right, you don't need Dreamweaver, you don't need all this expensive stuff. iSight will do it for you, and that's for March 2008. Okay, and that concludes our presentation for today. Just want to thank all of you guys for listening to us. And if there's any questions you guys have before we call it a day.
How many lines of code in MMF?
Oh, good God. To be honest with you, I don't know off the top of my head, but I can say it's been a 1 year solid project.
Right.
So.
More than 10.
More than 10. Most definitely.
Maybe less than infinity.
A lot of them. Is Flavian here today? Spax. There you go. We're using a lot of yours. Well done. We're using a lot. All the standard ones of MF we're using. To be honest with you, I can't give you off the top of my head. There are a lot that we're using.
But you've not had any, you've not had any developed externally from those that are available?
No, we've used other methods to accomplish things that are a bit harder than MF, such as we use one extra ActiveX control that we've added, and that's the only external thing, I believe, for MMF. So yeah. Anyone else?
Yeah, I have a question. I was just wondering, personally, how the sound recording is done.
The sound recording is done by your sound card. The native way is your sound card needs to support a wave out. So it's something that's available on most sound cards. Anything that you buy, admittedly my laptop doesn't have it, but if you've got a desktop machine, chances are you're going to have it. And it basically is what's being played on your computer right now. It's like a tape recorder.
Yeah, I know that, but I'm also very aware of the fact that not all sound cards support that feature. So
there is a workaround. It's slightly long-winded in the sense that you have to buy a small jack cable, but it's less than £1. And if you put a small jack cable in your line out and then put it back into your microphone, it's really annoying. It's stupid if you think about it, but it does work. That's one way of getting around it if you don't have that sound card.
So
okay. We're not going to support that, but that is one way of getting around it. Okay. Anyone else? No. Cheers. Thank you.